If you... Nope. Hey guys, what's up? It's Shelby and welcome back to my channel. So today I'm going to do a tutorial on how I do my FX makeup. I post a lot of them on my Snapchat and I get a lot of replies like, oh my god, how do you do that? It looks so real. So I finally decided to do a little tutorial for you guys. It's actually very easy. It doesn't take a lot to do. You just have to know how to do it. I learned how to do it by myself. Like, I watched like a YouTube video and I was like, oh, okay, I got this. And then I got all the supplies and then I did it. And yeah, I'm just going to teach you guys how to do just like a simple, just like a cut. I'm going to do it on my chest because it's a lot easier to explain and do if it's on, you know, my chest, not my face. You can do it on your face. I have done a lot on my face, so yes. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and let me know what you guys want to see next down below, and let's just get right into the video. Okay, so you're going to need some liquid latex. This I got off of Amazon for like $8 or something like that. You get 16 fluid ounces in it, and I am probably about like to here with it, and I got this a while ago, so yes. You're going to need fake blood. Again, got this on Amazon. This is also 16 ounces, and as you can see, you don't have to use very much of it because I got this about the same time I got the liquid latex, and I only have that much gone. You're going to need some of these. You can buy these at the dollar store for like $1. You only need one of them each time you do it. You can also cut the top off, but it does make it harder because this is the biggest part of the sponge, so when you cut it down it's going to make the sponge smaller. But like I said, these are only $1, so you will need one of these every time you do a look. And you are going to need scissors. I prefer using small scissors over like regular big scissors. I got these at the dollar store again for $1 or $2. Yeah, the smaller ones work a lot better than having like gigantic ones. You're going to need some tissue or some Kleenex to pull apart. I already have some that's already pulled apart that I didn't use, so. And you are going to need something to apply the blood with. This actually came with a kit that I got with fake blood in it, so I've just been using this because it's not like actual brush. It's like, I don't know, it's weird. And a little guy like this, he's just like a little sponge thing. It really helps to put fake blood like around everywhere. And you're just going to need a brush to do shading with. I use this one. It just looks like that, and it works really well. And you're going to need your foundation and powder as well. So to start off, you want to tear your tissue in half. This one is already torn, so I'm not going to tear another one. But yeah, you just like take them and pull it in half so they're thinner. And then you're going to want to cut it into pieces. So you'll tear one side and it'll be about that. Measure how big you want it to be. And then take... Again, pull it apart and see if that's how you want it. The smaller the better, honestly. Like, know what you're gonna do and then make it just that size, because otherwise it does look kind of weird. So I'm gonna do about that. And make a couple pieces about the same size. I actually find it better if you make the first one really big, like bigger than the actual thing, and then go smaller and smaller. To the actual size. I feel like it looks a lot more realistic because it's not just like one big piece of it there and like sticking up. It kind of fades, you know? Okay, and then figure out where you want it to be and what you're gonna do, and then open up your liquid latex. I can never open this. It always gets stuck to the top, and it's always really hard to open. There we go. So like I said, I have used this quite a bit. I'm about right there on it. So I just stick this in here and then squeeze the bottle till it comes up and get some on there. And then go ahead and put it where you want it. More is better, obviously. But it is up to you how much you decide to put on. Then go ahead and do another layer of it to put your next piece on. I usually do about 3 layers of tissue. I think it works the best because you don't want to put too much depending on what you're doing. You want to make sure to lay down the edges as well with the latex, otherwise it will come up when you put on your foundation. So you want to really make sure to get over the edges, and you don't have to work super fast with the latex because it does take a minute to dry, so that is a really good thing. And then go ahead and put your next one on. Like I said, I like to gradually make them smaller because it will gradient and not look like right here. It won't look like thicker than your actual skin. It'll make it look a lot more realistic. And then, like I said, go ahead and do your next layer. And add your last layer of latex. You always want to add another one because the latex will make it a different, like, I want to say consistency, but that isn't the right word because consistency is like, I feel like that's only for a liquid. It'll make it like a different texture. It won't be so paper-like, it'll be more, I don't know, more skin-like, I guess. So you always want to add another layer and really make sure to get your edges. Like, see how it kind of comes up right there? I don't know if you can even see it, but it's kind of coming up right here, so you really want to make sure to lay it down. And then let this, it says, like, people will tell you wait like 10 minutes to let this dry. I don't ever wait that long. And it works just fine. I also like to wrap this top up in some of the extra like little tiny pieces so that it doesn't like stick to anything like when you throw it away or something. That's just what I do, and just kind of put it like that to be able to throw it away so it doesn't stick to everything. I just like fan it for a minute and let it dry so it dries faster. But I will be back when it is dry. To know if it's dry, you just kind of tap it, and if it feels wet, let it sit for another second. But you'll tell when it's dry. And you can kind of feel it too, because it gets tight like around the area, obviously. But yeah. It is dry enough to put on your foundation and stuff. So I'm using the Wet n Wild Photo Focus foundation, and I'm just going to throw some on. I find this one really convenient to do it because you can just kind of use a little spatula for it, and it is great. You really want to put kind of a lot because it will soak up your product kind of a lot. Like, it doesn't spread as nicely as like an actual foundation, and I'm just going to blend it out with this dirty ass beauty blender and just pat that in. See, it'll blend out, but you have to kind of put it where you want it to blend out, otherwise, you know, it doesn't really spread all that nicely. And it does oxidize your foundation. As you can see, this is the shade of the foundation, and then that's what it looks like. So I would use like a lighter shade of your foundation or something. I always go over it with a powder that is my shade, like a foundation powder. And that usually helps a bit, but there is one other thing you can do if it's too, you know. So I'm going to go in with the Maybelline Fit Me Matte and Poreless in shade 110 Porcelain, and I'm just going to use this little e.l.f. Small stippling brush and just really get product on there and pat over it. And this does help the color a lot, as you can see. So the other thing I like to do to make it look a little more skin-like is I take a blush. This is the Lancome Blush Subtle Delicate Oil-Free Powder Blush in Aplum. I take some of this on the same brush. I just pat my brush in and lightly go around it to add some color. so it's just not like, you know, foundation, like, you know how you have to add like blush and everything to your foundation. This kind of does that for you. And just kind of brush this over to make it look more like skin. So next is where you cut open the wound. I'm going to cut diagonally this way. You just want to take your scissors, you want to kind of pull at it, get it a little loose. It will come up like that, but that's okay. And then this part does hurt a little bit because it does scrape against your skin, but it's nothing terrible. You just want to get your scissors through and then start cutting. I have foundation under my fingernail now. And then I like to pull this part around, like kind of pull it out, but not too hard, and open it up. And depending on how you want the cut, you can always cut like a layer of this off, which I am going to do just a little bit so that the cut looks more open. See, it just kind of makes the cut look a little more open. As you can see, my skin is super red under there now, but that's okay. So you are going to need like a super deep red and a super deep purple. And a black. I use the Jaclyn Hill by Morphe palette, and I use the shade up right here, and then I use these two shades here, and they work the best. So I take the black first, and I just run it in here. I'm gonna use my finger this time. Depending on how big the cut is, I'll usually just use a brush or my finger, depending on how big the I make the cut. Taking the same brush, taking that purple, and just messily going around the wound, like so. Just really on the edge and stuff to make it look pretty irritated. And around the cut as well. Just kind of, I like to just pat in and then kind of run it. Like get some of the color off and then blend it out. Just kind of pat to get the color off and then swirl your brush around. I'm going to take the red and do the exact same thing. I feel like the red really makes the look because it really makes your skin look irritated if you use a deep red like this. I feel like once you add all the shading, it looks more your skin. So if it's like not looking very good at first, you know, just really wait it out. And once you start shading, little brush into the blood, pull it out, and then throw it in here first. You really want to focus most of the blood in the cut, because that obviously is going to be where most of the blood is going to be at. You can take some more around the area. I like to just kind of run it over this first, kind of drip it out the side, put like a lot of blood on your brush and kind of let it drip out one of the sides. And then this is what this guy is for. You're going to just dip one of the ends in and then wipe the top off. You want very little product on it, and then just lightly tap over. And that is it, and then you have a cut. So yes, I hope you guys enjoyed it.
You should see me in a crowd. I'm gonna run, there's nothing to